Hey man, it's been a minute. How are things?
Things are good, man. Work's a little slow, but all in all, it's good.
What about that? The other thing.
What other thing?
You know, the other thing.
Oh yeah.
And?
You know, I think this might be it, dude.
Are you being for real?
Yeah, man, I'm serious. I think she might be the one.
Dude, that's wicked. Tell me more about her.
33 megapixels, full frame, uncompressed RAW files, 4K, 10-bit, 422. She's basically almost perfect.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Well, she's got 1.5 times crop and 4K 60 and max 10 frames a second stills, but you know, I think I could look past that.
Are you talking about your camera?
Of course, what else would I be talking about?
I was asking if you met a girl yet.
God, no. I was talking about... Hey, I'm Tanner from Valley Films. After owning the A7 IV for over a year and a half and using it on countless shoots, it's safe to say I know this camera inside and out. I know what it does well, what it struggles with, and all those weird little quirks that come along with using this camera long term. So in this video, I'm going to break everything down into a few simple sections. Where and how I've used the A7 IV, my favorite and least favorite features, and finally, whether or not it's still worth buying in 2025. Since picking this camera up in early 2024, the A7 IV has been my go-to stills camera for just about everything. It's been on every single wedding, every commercial shoot, and most of my personal travel projects too. Some of the more notable projects that it's been part of include the UFD Cascade 2024-25 season, a company retreat to Tofino, that was so much fun, Mission Jiu-Jitsu's branding, the fitness lab just in general has been part of that whole journey for the last year and a half. A road trip with my mom through Spokane and the Rockies, a brand launch for our good friend Joel and his company APERTURE Athletics, and of course the many weddings we shot throughout 2024. Now after so much use, I obviously am going to have some favorite features. Let's talk about what I love in the A7 IV. 33 megapixels. Honestly, this is a sweet spot for resolution. It's more than enough for cropping and print work, but still manageable in terms of file sizes. With all of our weddings, we like to deliver a wedding book, and it comes out incredibly well with the resolution and the colors. Another big thing I love about the A7 IV is its updated color profiles. Compared to the A7 III, the skin tones are way more natural and the color science feels modern. In video, it matches the A7S III or the FX3 in a breeze. Side note, I'm filming this on the FX3, looks stunning. I also love the improved ergonomics. The grip and the handle feel a lot chunkier, the buttons are a bit more responsive, and everything is a bit more well placed. They also included a flip out screen on this. Yeah, I know this one's decisive, but for what I do, especially vlogging and gimbal work, it's a game changer. In terms of video specs, the jump from 8-bit to 10-bit 422 video was huge. Footage grades cleaner and holds up much better in post. Lastly, this feature might not be as noticeable compared to the other features, but I still think it's been a really good job, and that's the big thing, is that if you don't notice it, it's probably doing its job right, and that's the autofocus. Although it's not quite on par with the A7 IV or the A9 III, it's still a massive improvement over older generation cameras. It tracks well in tough lighting. I never notice it. I never think, oh, my autofocus is failing me here. So that definitely gets a big check mark. Now, it's not all sunshine and bokeh. There are a few things that bug me about the A7 IV. Here's what they are. First, it's the 10 frames a second stills. This is probably my biggest pet peeve. You can probably tell by the skit in the intro that we filmed over at 18 Pastures that 10 frames a second stills is my biggest frustration. It feels slow compared to competitors, and when you're shooting sports or fast-paced events, you feel it. The other big no-no for me is the 4K 60 crop. It is brutal. It's awesome, it's Super 35, the image is great, but it can be limiting when you're trying to shoot on wide, especially if you're running gun scenario, you can't switch your lenses super quickly and you have to crop in that extra 1.5 times. It stinks. And then lastly, something I don't hear a ton of people talking about is the low res EVF. So the electronic viewfinder on the back of this and the screen, they're both good quality, but I've seen better, especially in the A7S III, which I own. I shot a lot of sports on the A7S III before I got this camera, and that EVF is amazing. This one just feels soft. It's usable, but definitely not a class leading. It can be fatiguing during long sessions. The screen feels a lot smaller and the resolution just isn't there. Now, that begs the question, should you be buying the Sony A7 IV in 2025? Honestly, yes, and there's a few big caveats. Now, in a couple months, we're hoping to see the new release of the A7 V, so I might have to come back and see if this is the upgrade or we want to stick with the A7 IV. I'll make a different video on that. But if you're a hybrid shooter doing both photography and video, this is one of those most well-random cameras you can get your hands on for this price range. It punches well above its weight class with the 33 megapixels. For that price, I don't think you're finding many other cameras delivering that result. I know the Canon has the R5, which is higher resolution, but then that's where you have the A7R lineup. In its price range, you don't really get that quality to dollar value unless it's in the A7 IV. If you already own an A7 IV or you're shooting high-speed action regularly, it might be worth waiting to see what Sony does with the A7 V. Like I just said, the faster burst rates, hopefully uncropped 4K 60 and a better EVF. Those are some features we'll hope to see soon. That said, for the average content creator, wedding shooter, or filmmaker, the A7 IV is an absolute workhorse. It's something for someone who does it all, and that is me. If you are rocking this camera or something similar to it, leave your comment down below. Let me know what your favorite feature is about that camera, why. If you found this video helpful, insightful, or got the gears turning on your next camera purchase, hit the like button. It helps the channel out. And if you're into camera content, gear reviews, and behind the scenes shoots, consider subscribing. I've got more Sony related content in the pipeline and comparisons with the A7S III, the Mini 4 Pro, all that sorts. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.